Hi there, I am Pastor Pete, and I welcome you to my reading chair in my reading room. I invite you to come and join me as I prepare to read from the Children's Storybook Bible that you can see just down here. It's a story Bible in which all of the Bible stories are told in an easy way, and in a way that shows that every one of the stories points to Jesus. Every one of the stories whispers the name of Jesus. And so I love reading it. I've been reading it to you, the children at church, as a children's message. And now we're in a time when we can't come to church, and so I'm starting to do this. So let me get a few things ready, and then I will go and sit down and I will read to you. First, I put up something made of olive wood that says Shalom on it. Then I place a statue of Jesus washing the disciples' feet. And something a friend gave me that is a ship inside of a bottle, a challenging thing to create. There, I have my reading glasses ready, and I have a bookmark ready. I have to move a few things out of the way, and then we will sit and read. Rafe, you want to come over here? Yeah. You want to listen too? Go ahead, lie down. The Jesus Storybook Bible. Every story whispers his name. Well, hello there. It's good to have you back. I like reading to you, and I sure hope you're liking the reading that I'm doing and the story that I'm reading. Last time we read together, we heard the story of how God made the people to live on the earth, and how the whole thing was perfect, and how strong God's love was for the people, especially how he loved being near them, and he would do anything to be near them always, and how the world that he had spoken into being sings a song that praises him as the creator. Let's see what the next story is. I'll pull the book off the shelf, find the bookmark, and I see that we are going to read a story called The Terrible Lie. This doesn't sound like it's going to be such a good story anymore. I am going to switch my glasses. In some ways, switching my glasses is like switching my attitude when I come to read this story. This story that's not like any other story. This collection of stories that is about what God has done. The Terrible Lie. Adam and Eve lose everything. This is the story from in the Bible where it's called Genesis 3. Adam and Eve lived happily together in their beautiful new home. And everything was perfect for a while. Until the day when everything went wrong. God had a horrible enemy. His name was Satan. Satan had once been the most beautiful angel, but he didn't want to be just an angel. He wanted to be God. He grew proud and evil and full of hate, and God had to send him out of heaven. Satan was seething with anger and looking for a way to hurt God. He wanted to stop God's plan. Stop this love story right there. So he disguised himself as a snake and waited in the garden. Now, God had given Adam and Eve only one rule. Don't eat the fruit on that tree, God told them. Because if you do, you'll think you know everything. You'll stop trusting me. And then death and sadness and tears will come into your life. And so here's a picture that can help you imagine that a little bit. Adam and Eve in the background there, and then the serpent, the snake, the devil in disguise, they would say, in the picture. I happen to like snakes as an animal. You see, we're thinking now about that rule about not eating from that one tree. God knew if they ate the fruit, they would think they didn't need him, and they would try to make themselves happy without him. But God knew there was no such thing as happiness without him, and life without him wouldn't be life at all. As soon as the snake saw his chance, he slithered silently up to Eve. Does God really love you? The serpent whispered. If he does, why won't he let you eat of the nice, juicy, delicious fruit? Poor you. Perhaps God does not want you to be happy. The snake's words hissed into her ears and sunk down deep into her heart like poison. Does God love me? Eve wondered. Suddenly, she didn't know anymore. Just trust me, the serpent whispered. You don't need God. One small taste. That's all. And you'll be happier than you could ever dream. Eve picked the fruit and ate some. And Adam ate some too. And a terrible lie came into the world. It would never leave. It would live on in every human heart, whispering to every one of God's children, God does not love me. So here's a picture of the snake talking to Eve. And that's a good place to end for today. So I'll put the bookmark in. I have to remember to turn the page first. And you remember that they had eaten of the fruit of the tree that God had said, don't eat of that one, just the one that you can't eat from, but they chose that. And I'll put the book away, and I'll switch to my regular glasses for my regular life. They're still glasses, I'm still using glasses. And I'll say shalom and serenity until we meet again.